Okay, so to get started, we need to click on the Get Started button here and go through the normal process of signing up. So go to Sign Up here, put in your full name. I'm just going to use a test email version at the moment. Create account. So in the rest of this video, I'm going to walk through what the user interface is like, and then also how to get started with building your first campaign and all of the steps that you need to go through. Okay, so the first screen that you'll be shown is the persona screen. This is where you need to add in quite a lot of detail who your personas are. Now, when you think about personas, it's not just all of the companies that you can work with. You want to think about the campaigns that you want to be running. I'm going to use my own company as an example as I go through these videos. So I'm a B2B sales consultant and I work with software companies and agencies. Within agencies and the clients that I work with there's lots of different types of agencies. So for the example that I'm going to share in this video, I'm really going to talk about just one of those personas, which is e-commerce marketing agencies, which are 50 to 200 people, and they offer email marketing, SMS, and paid ads. So you can see that it's a real granular persona rather than saying any B2B company. And that's where a lot of people go wrong with their campaigns. So let's get into this now. So the first step is to create a persona. And the personas here are really key for generating relevant prospect-focused messages. Now, there's a few ways that you can create a persona. You can import from your website. I find that Twain does a really good job about pulling through the information that's on your website, and I'll show you how that looks. However, most of us don't have websites designed in a real granular way for our personas. So I'm actually going to use the form, the manual setup, to create the persona. But first of all, let's just see what it looks like when we import from our website. So my website is here. Going to put that in, and then founder/owner. This is the persona for this. This is the title for this particular persona. Not all of the ones that I can serve, just this one right now. And of course, you can create multiple personas. So as I click import persona, Twain in the background is going through my website. It's pulling out the information that's on the page, as well as some of the metadata as well. And it looks across other parts of the website as well. So it's not just the home page. So here we can see that the founder owner is responsible for developing sales strategies, optimizing outreach efforts, and ensuring relevant growth for their B2B SaaS company. So you can see here, it has taken the information from my website, but again, my website isn't designed to be persona specific, and it's probably something I should do in the future. So it's pulled out the problem, and it's done a great job of what's the status quo. So founders might currently rely on standard prospecting methods without leveraging intent data or trigger-based campaigns. This can lead to low engagement rates as they misunderstanding potential customers' intent and signals. I've not told Twain any of this, and I don't think that copy is actually on my website. So it's done a really good job of analyzing the messaging on my website to produce this status quo and this persona statement. I think as well, I work with a lot of companies who don't have detailed personas. This is far better than the majority of the personas that I see when I start to work with companies. So it's summarized the solution really well. It's got the concerns here. So founders may worry about the cost and complexity of implementing a new sales technologies, which is true. They might also be concerned about the effectiveness of outbound prospecting in the market saturated with similar solutions. It's a great point. That really is true. Competitive advantage. Over 250 companies, outbound prospecting campaigns have been optimized. Again, that's pulled from the website. That's excellent. And then also results. Yellow has helped numerous B2B SaaS companies such as Gong, Paddle, Hopin, Genesis. So these logos or these companies are definitely correct from my website. However, like I said, my website isn't designed to be a persona by persona basis. So I am going to click the form, the manual setup, and I'm going to give it a name. The persona name is e-commerce agency founder/owner. This is mostly for me to remember in the future. So now I need to describe the perfect customer that you target. I've actually created this already just to save time. So I'm going to put it in here. So it's the founder, owner of established e-commerce marketing agencies specializing in email marketing, paid ads, SMS, and paid ads. So the problem is that they are over reliant on referrals and feel that inbound isn't enough. They're trying outbound, but it's inconsistent. Pipeline is unpredictable, and they're struggling to win high value clients. It's very much the problem that I solve for a lot of my clients. The status quo, so if I just remove that, what holds your ICP back from solving this problem? A really, really good question to ask yourself is the lack of internal expertise about effective outbound campaigns and strategies for 2025 in such a saturated market. So the solution is to optimize their existing campaigns and help develop new outbound campaigns with lead magnet signals and proper deliverability infrastructure. So what's their concern? So like what objections do you typically get from a prospect? So they've tried outbound before and it didn't work. They don't have time to wait for results. Too expensive. That's also another concern as well. Competitive advantage. So how is your solution better than competitors? So for me, I'm in a unique position where I've optimized over 250 companies' campaigns. So there's a lot of insights and IP that I've built up about knowing what's working outbound today. Then results here. So what have similar clients achieved with you? So I've just got a couple of examples here. 7 times increase in reply rates after optimizing their campaign. For a different client, we increased meetings booked by 214% and overall generated millions in pipeline for customers. And then you want to put in your company name. So it's really important that it's your company name because all of this input is going to be used when crafting really effective cold email copy. So I'm going to save this persona and we can see that it's got the information here. So super quick, on to the next. So I want to add leads to a campaign. So I can either use a lookalike, a lead list, or manually add LinkedIn URLs. It's really important to note why Twain needs the LinkedIn URLs, and it's so that it can really analyze the profiles of the prospects that you're reaching out to. So when you add the LinkedIn URLs of the prospects you want to reach out to, Twain is doing a number of things in the background. It's one, enriching the data, so it's pulling through that data from LinkedIn, and it's also making sure that these LinkedIn URLs are fresh. The data is fresh, so every 4 weeks it's enriching it. The other thing as well is that Twain looks at the profile and builds some context, so such as challenges, so what's hard about their job, what could they be struggling with. It also looks through their profile and thinks about what tasks are they responsible for, and then what's their focus, where do they spend most of their time. And it uses this analysis to then create the copy for your campaigns. So you don't even need to write any copy yourself. Twain does all of this analysis, mostly from the LinkedIn URLs, to put together the effective cold email campaigns. Of course, they have their own frameworks in the background as well. So for this example, I'm just going to upload a CSV. And now I'm selecting the CSV, so it's agencies 50 to 200 and it's LinkedIn only. I think I saved around 50 just for this example. Now it's going to ask me to map the fields, so enrich leads using their LinkedIn profile. So LinkedIn link was actually the only field that I had in my spreadsheet. Of course, if I had email, their name, their job title, but you really don't need that. You can do everything just from a list of LinkedIn URLs. Now that these are being uploaded in the background, I need to think about what trigger idea that I want to use. And when it's trigger idea, it's typically a signal that you could have tracked. So you've built the list because all of these companies have raised a round of funding, or all of these companies are using a particular technology, or another trigger or signal would be they're all hiring roles that you can help with at the moment. Or it could be the reason that you want to reach out. Now, you might have your own ideas for this, which is great. If you do, you just click on describe your own idea and you can type that out. So if you built the list because these companies have recently raised a round of funding, then you would type that in here. But let's say that you're not quite sure about what the trigger or signal should be. This is where Twain really becomes a superpower with helping you think about the strategy of your campaigns. And I haven't seen any other tool do this. So here we've got some examples that we could use, and we could decide to use them or not. Offer a complimentary review of their current outreach strategies to identify areas where Yellow O's data-driven insights can enhance engagement and meeting booking success. Pretty good reason to reach out. Discuss the potential challenges SaaS company founders face. So that one's a little bit off, so it's not always going to be perfect. Introduce a case study showcasing how Yellow O successfully supported a similar B2B SaaS organization. I think what's happened is because I put my website in, it's still remembering that I work with SaaS companies as well as agency owners. But here I'm going to go with the complimentary review of the current outreach strategies. A case study is good, but it's what would be better is to offer something of value, and I can very quickly and easily look at somebody's outbound campaign and let them know where they might be going wrong, where there's room for improvement. So I'm going to click continue. And now the last step of the onboarding is to configure your sequence. So within Twain, what will happen after I click these buttons is it will automatically create multi-step sequences with relevant and personalized messaging for each prospect that I uploaded. So remember, I uploaded 50 LinkedIn URLs. I can do manual. So here I can say I want an email or a LinkedIn as the first step. The use case of the first message is an intro or follow-up. And now I can choose different frameworks. We'll talk about frameworks in another video when we specifically talk about creating a new campaign. But I'm going to just go back and let Twain auto decide. So I want to use the outbound channel of just email, and I'm going to create the campaign. Now, what's happening in real time is that it's putting together the personalized messaging and sequence for each of the prospects. Now, let me just walk you through the user interface that you can see here. On the left-hand side, you have your campaigns, also your kind of settings down here as well, and some additional options. Here you have the building blocks for the campaign. So you have the persona that you want to reach out to, you have the trigger, so the reason you're reaching out to, and then you have all of your leads. So these are the first two columns. Then in the main column here, this big white one, is where we can see the different messaging for each of the prospects. And then on the right-hand side, we have a contact card for the different prospects we want to reach out to. What I really like about this as well is not only do I see company size, website, CEO, job title, but I can also see challenges, their tasks, their focus and skills. Now, this is what Twain will be building the message off as well. And I can hover over any of these and read in more detail. So for this one, for Jason, leading digital marketing strategies for churches, he's responsible for setting the vision and direction for missional marketing, ensuring that the company's services align with the needs of church leaders. For the purpose of this video, these aren't e-commerce marketing agency owners. I just put in some digital marketing agencies. But we can see that we've got all of this information here. And down here as well, on the bottom right, we have the chat function where we can talk with Twain. And what we can ask is for help with the sequence itself, and then also for questions about using Twain and getting the most out of it. There'll be another video where I record that in more detail. Okay, so to recap. The very left, I have my campaigns. So I might have several different campaigns here for different personas. To the right of the campaign column, we've got the building blocks of the sequence itself, the persona that we reach out to, the trigger that we're using, and the leads that they have. In the middle, we have the actual sequence with the copy. You can see that Twain has created a 3-step sequence, and I'm going to walk through changing some of these things. And then on the right, we have the contact card for each prospect. So if I just click down to here to Andy Willers and click generate, what's going to happen is it's going to generate some personalized copy for Andy, and it's also going to pull through and enrich his contact card. And down here, we have the talk with Twain feature, the chat feature as well. So let's have a look at the message that is automatically generated. I haven't written any of this copy. I haven't given it any frameworks whatsoever. This is what Twain's superpower is. So we've got step 1. The first email is an offer because that was the trigger that we're reaching out to. And the tone is informal. I might want to change the tone, so I can change it to be creative, direct, bold, or I can also create a new tone as well, and you can give it a name. And obviously you'd need to play around with it a little bit at first to make sure that it gets the right tone. I find that the informal and direct are the ones that I use the most. But here we can see, hi Jason, navigating outbound campaigns can be tough, often leading teams struggling to find high-value clients. It's common to see inconsistent efforts leading to unpredictable pipeline. We see many facing challenges like these and want to help them gain clarity with a complimentary review of the outreach strategies. Would you like me to send this review over? So it's not quite perfect. I might want to make the length a little bit shorter. So I'm going to just change the length here. So this one's a little bit more punchier. So in a saturated market, it's 52 words. Many agencies find outbound strategies inconsistent, making it tough to win high-value clients. That's a good starting point. Lack of expertise, remember I put that in of my persona details, often leaves them struggling to find reliable solutions. I'd love to offer a complimentary review of your current outreach strategies to help improve engagement. Can I share more details? I really like that. I think that's a great first message. There's probably some more improvements I can make, but for the fact that I've not written anything, this automatically generated cold email is excellent. I can change the tone, but I'll show you that in this one. So step 2, now I want to use a different framework. So I can use the nudge, obstacles, address concerns, different contact. I'm going to change it to be address concerns. The use case is a follow-up and the channel is still email. So let me just click update. And now you can see that it's rewritten this message, which says, Jason, it's possible that a lack of time to wait for outbound strategies to show you results might be a concern for you. I understand the pressure to see quick outcomes, and I want to assure you that we prioritize efficient and effective campaign improvements. Is it fair to say this is a concern? So that's not too bad. I'm going to change it to be a little bit more creative. I'm addressing the concern, so I want to be a bit creative. So now it's automatically changed the message to say, Jason, industry peers often hesitate to try new outreach strategies, fearing the unpredictability of waiting for tangible outcomes. Pretty good. It's entirely understandable, and I recognize the importance of time and cost in weighing such decisions. Is it reasonable to assume this is a current concern for you? Again, love it. I think that is a great second email. Now, my third email, I want to leave with help. So this one is, might be that I have a resource, a case study that I can share. So it seems like the timing might not be right for exploring a complimentary review of your outreach. I've worked closely with CEOs in digital marketing roles who lead client relationship management. So if you need help with anything else, please let me know. I'm always happy to make introductions or point you in the right direction. So let's have a look. What else do we have here? So what structure could we use? We've got nudge, USP, storytelling, obstacles, address concerns, different contact. This is what I'm going to try. These agency owners should be around 50 to 200 people. So it might be that they have a head of sales, or in some cases, a chief operating officer who's overseeing the sales side of things. So I'm going to ask if there is a different contact. So here, very short email. Is someone on your team currently overseeing outreach strategies at missional marketing? So it's pulled in the company name. If that's the case, would you be able to connect me with them? So now you can see that I've got this 100% tailored message. I've tweaked it slightly. And because I changed the first message to be more informal and changed the length to short, the second step is now about addressing concerns, and it's using a creative tone. If I go and look at the next prospect, it will also, I need to update, sorry. Once I update this, it's going to use the same framework and the same tone to create the copy for this person, for Andy. So here, many agencies find outbound marketing efforts frustrated, leading to a bumpy ride in securing high-value clients. You can see how that's different, a different way of saying the same thing. A common challenge is not having the right expertise to fine-tune campaigns effectively. Lack of expertise often leaves teams struggling for reliable solutions. So you can see here how the framework has stayed consistent. The tone and the length has stayed the same, but the message is unique. Again, there's not many products that I've come across that are able to create this 100% personalized and relevant messaging without the gimmicky sort of personalizational lines such as, hi Andy, I saw that you went to Nottingham University. What was your favorite nightclub? You know, that level of personalization has never really worked. And I strongly recommend that you don't do that. None of my clients that I work with are using any sort of personalization like that. What they're really focusing on is the persona they're reaching out to, the reason that they're reaching out, and then using personalized messaging to speak to the problems that these prospects face. And that's exactly what Twain helps with. So far, I've created 2 messages here, and I haven't enriched the other messages. So what I typically like to do is to generate 3 to 5 different messages for the prospects in my list. Once I'm happy with 3, 4, 5, it's usually safe to then go and generate the entire list as well. So I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. But right now we're optimizing or enriching Dean, and it's pulled through the information. Again, the different job title, the location, the copy already as well. And like I said, I'm pretty happy with this copy. I can click on the mobile preview as well, just to see how it looks in the inbox once it's received, with 52 words, 48 words, and 23 words down here as well. So now let's just say I'm happy with the copy and I've got 50 leads here. So I'm going to export the leads. And what Twain can also do for me is find the email. Remember, I only gave it the LinkedIn URL. So I've gone from a list of LinkedIn URLs to having a fully personalized sequence of 3 emails for 50 different prospects without having to write any copy whatsoever. I want to find the verified emails, so it's just 1 credit per email found, and I can remove leads without emails. Now, I'm not going to remove the leads without emails, and the reason being is these people are still, these prospects are a great fit for my services in this example. So if I can't find their email address, what I will do is send them a LinkedIn only campaign, but I'll take that same copy, tweak it ever so slightly, and then reach out to them on LinkedIn. So now I'm going to generate the sequences to generate 47. I need up to 50, and then I have a total of 97 credits. Now, this might not work because this was just a test run through the onboarding process. So insufficient credits. Let me take off. Okay, so I'm not going to find the emails, but in another video I can cover that. And now I'm going to generate the copy for all 50 leads. This takes up to a minute or so, depending on how big the lead list is. But it's going through the process of looking at the persona, the trigger, the previous copy for the other 3 that I've done. And we can see it's done for David, Tony, Seth. So it's quickly creating all of this content. I'll get a notification shortly, which then gives me the option to either save the sequence copy as a CSV, or import it directly to tools like SmartLead, Instantly, Lemlist, and many more which are coming in the near future. Okay, as I said, it was going to take a minute or so to create all of these emails for me. Now I've got a little notification down here which says that it's also emailed me my exported leads. But once I click the export leads button again, I can download as a CSV, open in Google Sheets, Instantly, SmartLead, or Lemlist. And as you can see here, I've got my CSV of the different messaging. That's opened up on my desktop, so you're not able to see it in this recording. But what I'm looking at is the LinkedIn URL, the name, all of the information that I'll need for my merge tags, as well as the different email copy for the 3 steps in the sequence. So that is a 20 or so minute video walking through the entire Twain onboarding. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to the Twain team.